We don't always know every internal failure. We don't know every conversation behind closed doors. We don't know every miscalculation. But we do know this. When an entire financial system begins to crack, it's not bad luck. It's not bad lucky. They weren't bad lucky. It is usually the result of conditions that were allowed or even encouraged to develop. Loose regulations, aggressive lending, economic overheating, those are not accidents. Those are policy environments, the known unknowns. Let's go then to the unknown unknowns. And this is where it gets a little deep and uncomfortable. Because sometimes what a government does not understand or refuses to see becomes the very thing that destroys stability. Did the policymakers fully grasp the risk they were creating? Did they understand how fragile the system had become? Or were they operating in a space of dangerous confidence, where everything looked fine until it wasn't? Because, you know, Mr. Perry, history is full of leaders who didn't know what they didn't know until the bill came due. So let's be clear tonight. Let's be clear. To say Finsac was created to fix a problem is like praising the fire brigade while ignoring who set the place afire. You can't praise the fire brigade to put out the fire when a them set the place ablaze. Because yes, the response matters, but the cause matters more. You can't break my hand and then you rush me to the hospital and tell me say you will pay for it. That makes sense? The core of the argument is that if a government creates the conditions where financial institutions overextend themselves, where the regulation fails, where risk builds silently, then that government cannot step forward later and say, we are only responsible for the solution. No. You are responsible for the environment that made the situation necessary, Mr. Perry. Talk nonsense. Finsac was created by the government of the People's National Party. There is no other answer to the question. You could have spin it, go left. You could have spin it, go right. And let me tell you something. The reason, you see, why the PNP is losing elections is because of the 18.5 years, you know. The people of Jamaica don't trust them. And they are deliberately trying to recraft the narrative. Because you see this Finsac debacle, it has hurt the party. The image of the party is hurt by it. And so when you see people like Perry come out there, they're trying to recalibrate the system so that the Jamaican people don't blame them so much. You're not going to get away with it. Mr. Perry, so long as I am here. You're not getting away with it. You're talking nonsense. Wrong. You are wrong. It is the government of the People's National Party. Why the financial system failed. They crashed it. They crashed it by not providing the proper oversight and the policies. Why not crash from them? You are responsible. And you're not going to get away with it. You know, if a man digs a hole in a road, then come back the next day and patch it, you don't give him an award, do you? Boss, why did you dig the hole in the first place? You don't give a man a reward for chopping out the hole. You don't do that. So tonight, neighbors, don't be distracted by clever framing. Don't be distracted by that. Yes, Finsac was a response. But it was a response to a crisis, and that crisis did not appear out of thin air. It grew, it developed, and it was allowed. And some are even arguing that it was deliberate because greatest transfer of resources from the poor to the rich, orchestrated, some would even argue. And in politics as in life, you cannot escape responsibility for the problems you create. You hear that, young Perry? You can't escape responsibility for the problems you create by taking credit for trying to fix them. You can't mash up the place and then you try to fix it and I must credit you for fixing it back. No go so. Now let me take you somewhere else. My time is almost done. My dear Shafreen, give me a little bit more time. Let me take you somewhere else. Not just into history, but into memory. Because what we are discussing is not just policy. It's not just economics. We need to mash down the lies. This country has been fed a diet of lies, of misinformation and disinformation, and we must mash it down. And I challenge my bloggers online, mash down the lies. Mash them down as soon as they come up. So mash them down. Be focused, laser focused on making sure that the Jamaican people continue to be told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Don't waste time talking about other bloggers and criticizing your focus. The war is for the minds of the young people, the minds of Jamaicans. Yes? And history must be told completely, not in segments, by people like Perry, right? Who is convincing enough that some may believe him. It's not just about policy. It's not about economics. It is not just about the People's National Party or any administration. It is something deeper. It is about what a crisis does to the soul of the nation. And we spoke about Finsac, the financial sector crisis, how it came, how it was explained, how some people now are trying to frame it as a necessary rescue mission. That's not true. Let us look at what it did to us. What did it do to us? Because crises don't end when policy ends, you know. Finsac did not end when the books were balanced. It did not end when the institutions were stabilized. It continued in homes, and it is continuing tonight as you listen to me. In families who lost businesses, in citizens who lost trust, in generations that learned a quiet but powerful lesson that the system can fail you. The system can fail you. And once a people learn that lesson, it never fully forgets it. That's why the PNP now will win no more election for now. No matter what them do, as long as the people of Jamaica are told the truth, generations will have to pass before that party returns to power. Because the people have learned that the system can fail you, but the system don't manage itself. It's people that manage the system. I want to love the truth. And when people tell you the truth, I want to give them all type of label. But I am doing this for my Jamaican brothers, my Jamaican sisters. They must be told the truth. And we must never forget our history. And when you preside over a system that fails the people, you don't deserve to be back in power. Make this a generation pass, man. You deserve to be back in power. Look around Jamaica today. The skepticism towards government. Where do you think it come from? The hesitation by many to start investing again. The instinct to look out for self first. I hear Mr. Golding turn up in Parliament talking about the hostility in Jamaica, the social and moral breakdown. Who broke it down? It was broken down during that 18.5 years. That problem that you have identified, Mr. Golding. Yes, it is a problem, but are your party cause it? And you don't fix culture while fixing the economy. It's a very hard task. The duplicity, the parallel, not easy to do. You think it is easy to recalibrate a society? To bring back a society that has been broken? You think it's easy to get people to unlearn behavior? The deep political tribalism in the country, where do you think it come from? You think it came in the last 10 years? You think poverty, social dislocation, yes? You think that started in the last 10 years? This is a problem Holness is trying to fix, not a problem that was created by the Jamaica Labour Party. These things did not appear overnight. They are echoes of a time when the financial system cracked and ordinary people paid the price. There are Jamaicans living today who would have been better off had that period produced the things it was doing. It's a failure of our people. And somebody need to pay for it. And the best way to pay for it is to sit there in the opposition. Sit down in the opposition. Sit down there in the opposition. Learn the lesson. A karma, whole no. Sit down over there. 20 more years. Sit down over there and learn that if and when the Jamaican people put on the back, Learn. This generation needs to pass. There are still people in the opposition there that were part of that systemic enslavement of Jamaica. They must not come back in power. They're not ready for them yet. The country not ready for them. And them not ready for the country yet. No matter how no preach, no matter how no lie, no matter how no spin. You cause many Jamaicans today when they have a house. Some of them are uneducated. The system of this country was broken, the fabric of the nation, torn by that period. And you want to come back to fix it? You can't fix it. I am sorry. You can't be the one to fix it because you are the one that broke it. The psychological shift before crisis like Finsac, a society tends to believe if I work hard, I will be secure. After a crisis like Finsac, that belief changes. If I don't protect myself, I could lose everything. It is the psychology of the nation that was affected by that period. It's a breaking of the spirit. You know, oh my God, I hear the Prime Minister talk about productivity. Oh, you don't know how you damage Jamaicans, the psychology of Jamaican people. You don't know how you damaged it and created an informal economy. Did you know this, Jamaicans? Jamaica have money, you know. But a lot of it is in the informal. I talk about that another time. Massive informality. Not to mention how that leads to crime and poverty, inequality. It's not just economic. It's psychological. And when that mindset spreads across a nation, it reshapes people's behavior. People trust less in institutions. They trust less in each other. They rely more on personal networks than public systems. That's how a social fabric slowly tightens and frays at the same time. So when the opposition leader speaks about the moral decay in the society, that's not a Labour Party created problem. That's a problem they inherited. And it can't fix in 10 years. As a matter of fact, it can't fix in 30 years if it can ever be fixed. Some of us have to go, when we dead and gone, or when we dead and gone, you know, fix it. So when we debate responsibility, Mr. Perry, when we argue about who caused what, we are not just arguing about the past. We are deciding how honestly we are willing to understand ourselves. Because if a government, any government, creates conditions that lead to collapse, and that truth is softened, spun, or forgotten, then what we are teaching the next generation? What are we teaching the next generation? That mistakes have no owners. That consequences have no memory. Who is to be blamed for Finsac, Mr. Perry? Barbados? Do we lay the blame at the Trinidadians? Okay. You want to lay it at the feet of the opposition? What a dishonest argument you make. What a spin. We knocked that across the boundary for a big 6. Mistakes have owners. Consequences have memory. And when you see young Jamaicans disengaged from politics, when you see voter turnout low, when you see cynicism high, that's not just apathy. That's inherited memory. A quiet voice saying, be careful what you trust. Be careful what you trust. And here's the real danger. Here's the real danger. If a nation does not fully confront the origins of its crises, it risks repeating them. Not in the same form, but in the same spirit. Different policies, different leaders, same patterns. Because the greatest unknown, going back to Donald Rumsfeld, the greatest unknown is not what we don't know. It is what we refuse to acknowledge. I leave a simple image with you. Imagine a house that once caught fire. The fire is out. The walls are repainted. Everything looks normal again. But deep inside the structure, there are weakened beams. Now, every new storm tests that house. That is Jamaica. Not broken, not defeated, but it carries a structural memory of past shocks. Jamaica is looking beautiful, but it is carrying a structural memory because we were once battered. So when we talk about Finsac, we're not just talking about banks and policies. We're talking about trust. We're talking about responsibility. We're talking about whether a nation has the courage to say, this happened. This is why it happened. And this is how we ensure it never happens again. Because the future, my brothers and my sisters, will not only be decided by what we build, but by what we are honest enough to remember. And when Mr. Hughes spoke of the PNP losing 3 elections in a row, if we look at the political journey of the People's National Party since that era, a pattern begins to emerge. Since Finsac, the PNP have lost 4 elections, not 3, 4. They lost in 2007. Follow me carefully. They regained power in 2011 because of the sabotage of Golding and the Tivoli incursion. They lost again in 2016 and they have not won since. 4 times since Finsac, the PNP lose. Why? Because the people of Jamaica don't trust them. You see that election that they won in 2011? That's the Tivoli incursion, the world financial sector. You realize that the people after one term went back to the Jamaica Labour Party. the PNP, they have not yet regained the trust of the Jamaican people. Election after election, loss after loss, 4 defeats, and now whispers of a 5th. Because my understanding, and based on the polling that we are doing, and we are doing the polls in marginal constituencies, testing the views of Jamaicans, it not look pretty for the comrade. And I want to tell you that politics is never about one issue alone. Let's be honest about that. But sometimes there is a defining moment. And I think that the defining moment in Jamaica's political history is Finsac. The financial sector debacle is going to hurt the PNP in every election so long as I shall live. I will not live to see that matter off the minds and the voices of Jamaicans. It is this generation that went through it. My generation. We bore the pain of that period, and we will stand up and make sure that it never happens again. And the people who cause it should not be returned to power. Never. They should not be returned. New set, not this one. They must set enough to go back in the power, because they caused us too much pain and misery. Created a society of underdeveloped people, and we will suffer for this for more than 100 years. And you can say we're talking politics till the cow comes home, is the truth. Sometimes there is a defining moment, a moment that shifts how people feel about a party. Not just what they think, but what they believe deep down. And deep down in the psyche of Jamaicans is that the PNP is not good for Jamaica. And no miss so. No miss so. It is the narrative. Because before Finsac, the PNP was seen in a different light, you know. After Finsac, something changed. You could spin it as much as you want, Perry. Because when people lose their savings, their businesses, their sense of financial security, they don't just calculate losses. They internalize them. And the question becomes personal. Can I trust you not to let this happen again? The political consequences of broken trust. Because trust, once broken, does not behave like policy. It cannot be legislated. You cannot campaign it back. You cannot spin it back, Mr. Perry. You can't explain it away. Because trust is not logical. Trust is emotional. Trust is psychological. Trust is generational. And in Jamaica, many families still carry the stories. We lost everything. Them tell it to them children, and them children will tell it to them children, and them grandchildren will hear it. Generations after generation will hear about this. You may want it to be erased. The government should put it in the curriculum. Should put it in the curriculum. Every generation must know that this happened in our country, and it mustn't happen again. Pick them to know about it. Teach them it at school. Because this set us back for too long. People suck salt, children spoon, and eat chicken back, and fish back, and use dirty girl soap, and all that something there. Can't buy one car, can't do nothing, lose your business, bank take everything. Dirty girl and corn meal, salt mackerel and all that something there. People have to eat. One lady come up here and say, I have to go out bush, go dig out pum yam. No, not pum yam. Because pum yam no good soup yam. What the yam when they go out bush, go dig. We never recovered the same way. That becomes political memory. The political consequences, while of broken trust. Renter. No more renter, good yam. So when elections come, something subtle happens. Even if the arguments are strong, the leadership change, the message improves, there's a quiet hesitation, a pause, a voice in the back of the mind that says, we have seen them before. And in a close election, that hesitation is everything. It's like the man where keep on you and cheat coming back to tell you that he has changed. And no matter how him changing clothes and put on nice cologne, comb up him here, yes, put on nice suit, you remember saying born you remember it. He could have changing car, changing boot, changing house, changing all in teeth if he change it. You go remember say a man there. He didn't hurt you, so you not trust him. Meanwhile, whether one agrees or not, the government of the Jamaica Labour Party will continue to benefit from a simple psychological advantage. Listen to me. They are not associated with Jamaica's trauma. The Jamaica Labour Party is not associated with Jamaica's trauma. That gives the Jamaica Labour Party an advantage in every election in the future of Jamaica. Everyone. And I don't want to go out on the limb and say this because I know many people are listening. I would not be surprised if the Jamaica Labour Party wins at least 2 more terms. That's 1 generation. If the party wins a 4th term, it will win a 5th. They have the advantage because they are not associated with the psychological trauma yet in the Jamaican people's memory. And in politics, sometimes it's not about who is perfect. It's about who people are less afraid of. And the people afraid. The people, they're afraid. The people afraid to go back. I want them to understand. You don't understand? You could have come with the best policy. You could have come with the best leader. And the same old boss. Come with all of them. I see him old boss. We're not going back in the bus. We're not going back in that old bus. Let me take a break. Let me take a break and come back to wrap this up for you. Let me take a break and
asking everyone to please tap the screen and share the live. And also for those who haven't, please repost the live.
Thank you. Let me just take a break and come back. Thank you so much. Not going back. You can imagine you have this situation where you in a this the cloud pop down mash up bus. Every minute you broke down a road with you. Rain a fall, the roof a leak, now no AC night. Seat them mash up and tear up, the driver drunk. Crashy here so crashy there so. And you get a new driver in a nice Benz. Live, nice AC, nice seat. And you go back in the old bus. You know, go back in the old bus, sir. Jamaican people not going back in the old bus. The Jamaican people not going back in the old bus. The old bus of the PNP, we're not going back in it. If we not change the driver at the same old bus. We not change the conductor at the same old bus. No matter how no one dress it up, it now go nowhere. You know, we not fool. It's not about who is perfect. The Jamaica Labour Party, they are not associated with that trauma. A hard truth that the PNP need to accept. Range Rover we are riding a. Range Rover, we riding in a Range Rover on to 2030 and beyond. Go away with an old Tata bus. Uno in Carver, pitchy patchy bus. We're not going back in that old pitchy patchy bus. No, sir. Not going back in it. No, galang with an old bus. Left we alone. Listen, if the People's National Party, Patty Pan, the listener says a Patty Pan, go away with no Patty Pan. We're not impressed with no Patty Pan. Not driving back in it. The listeners are describing it all type of old way. Same old boss they have offering to us. Listen, if the People's National Party wants to truly reconnect with Jamaican people, it's not enough to present new policies, criticize the government, or repackage the leadership. They have to confront something much harder. The emotional legacy of Finsac. Not with spin, nor defensively. You can't escape it. Because until a people feel that you truly understand their pain, they will never trust you with their future. If you don't show the people that you understand their pain, they won't trust you with their future. And that is what separates wholeness from the rest of women. This is not just about one party either. Because the country is trapped between memory and uncertainty. So tonight, neighbors, as we look towards the next couple of years, let us understand something deeper than numbers. This is not just about a political contest. It is a test of trust. And trust in Jamaica has a long memory. Because the question many are still asking quietly, personally, honestly, is not who is the better, who made a better speech, but who can I trust not to let me fall again? Oh, this nation fell to its knees. No place at the table, sitting on the menu for years. Who can I trust not to let me fall again? And until that question is answered, history will continue to vote. And when the people go to the ballot, it is history that they are voting, that is voting. History. You hear that, Mr. Perry? History. Vote. And whether you want to accept it or not, you are steering a fifth term, a fourth term, and a fifth term dead in your face. If you don't understand the politics. And if you keep spinning it like that, you're not only going to get a fifth, but a sixth. Good night to you. Reaching out for my brother Scratch.